I don't know if you're familiar with R.E. Winsett, but whether you know him or not, you know his song, Jesus is Coming Soon. In 1942, he wrote that song, and it was just after Japan had bombed Pearl Harbor in December of 41. The United States was gearing up for war. And so there is no reason to doubt why it is he wrote those words. Troublesome times are here, filling men's heart with fear. Freedom we all hold dear now is at stake. Humbling your hearts to God saves from the chastening rod. Seek the way pilgrims trod. Christians awake. We often overlook, though, verse 3 of his song, and verse 3 says this: Love of so many cold, losing their home of gold. This in God's word is told, evils abound. When these signs come to pass, nearing the end at last, it will come very fast. Trumpets will sound. There's no doubt that R.E. Winsett was looking at the times and looking at the trouble going on, and he saw them as signs that Jesus was going to come back very soon. And I receive that question a couple of times here lately with corona, with locusts devouring crops in eastern Africa and on the Arabian Peninsula, with a couple of earthquakes happening. Are these signs of the end? Let's go to the Bible and see what it has to say about it. In Matthew chapter 24, Jesus says this: You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you're not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still not to come. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted, and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. But you will stand firm to the end, will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached to the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. So the short answer is, are these signs of the end? Yes. These are things that Jesus prophesied, things that Jesus talked about. But that's not all. A few things that we need to know about the end times. The first thing is that Jesus said he would come back. In John chapter 14, Jesus said, Don't let your hearts be troubled. You trust in God, trust also in me. Because in my Father's house are many mansions. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go, I will come back to take you with me so you can be where I am. So we can be sure, yes, Jesus is coming back. Another thing we need to know about it is we don't know when. In Acts chapter 1, when Jesus was met with his 12 and was ready to ascend into heaven, they asked him, Will you now establish the kingdom? And Jesus said, That's not for you to know the days and the times that the Lord has decided on. In short, when it's going to happen is none of our business. We're told in the scriptures it's going to happen. We're told how it's going to happen, but the when, we don't know. So that's a couple of things right there. We know that he's coming back, but we don't know when, but we also know that it's going to be soon. James, in his little book, in James chapter 5, verse 8 says this: You too be patient and stand firm, because the Lord's coming is near. We know he's coming. We don't know when. We do know it's near. And the biggest thing is we need to be ready, because it doesn't matter if we are still alive when Jesus comes back or if we die before Jesus comes back. Our chance to put our eternal soul into the safekeeping of the hands of Jesus Christ ends either when we die or when he comes for us. I had a religious studies professor one time that told the class, it doesn't matter if you go wholesale or retail. I implore you, be ready.